Hi, Danna. Thank you for joining us for a few minutes today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, first thing I want to say is congratulations for being one of 2 students nominated to be on a Billboard to represent San Luis High School. How did you feel when you found out that you were nominated?
Well, I remember they called me to the library to see Ms. Garcia, and I had no idea. And then when she told me, I felt really emotional, and I remember walking back to class, I was crying, and then I have a sister who goes here, so she was the first person I told, and I was really happy.
Had you seen the billboards before?
Yeah, because I remember I told you there was one coming from Gadsden, and I remember seeing it last year, and I was always I wonder what you have to do to be there, and now that I'm gonna be there, it just feels like a really great miracle for me.
Well, you definitely earned it. And I know one of the things that you were really involved with on campus, even before we had this interview today, is doing some work with your peers. Can you tell us a little bit about that work as far as being a peer mentor?
Yeah, so I want to major in family studies and human development to work as a social worker. So having the opportunity to be a peer mentor has really has given me experience in what I want to be, and I just think it's really interesting and beautiful to be working with kids that have special disabilities and learning from them. There are things that I didn't know.
So you were doing that, and at the same time you've been earning 2 certificates through the CTE program.
Yes.
How do you do that? First of all, I want to know about the certificates, but how did you do that? How did you manage all that?
Okay, so I got in the CTE class, Law and Public Safety, my sophomore and then my junior year. So sophomore was level 1, and then junior year was level 2. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
That seems right.
Yeah, and then so I got the certificate, and then for stagecraft, I'm working on level 2 this year, so I'm gonna be certified for stagecraft too. And on top of that, I was also hired to be an usher for events plays or dance recitals, and I love my job. It's really cool standing there at the entrance and just greeting people and sitting them down. So, and that has helped me improve my communication skills. So that's a really fun job.
It seems like you gravitate towards helping people, right?
Yes.
And that's something that you want to do in the future.
Yes,
what about helping people or working with people do you like so much?
Just seeing their how happy they get. For example, on my personal time, my parents help me, they take me to the store, we buy groceries and stuff, and then we organize these big boxes and we put daily necessities, and then I go to Facebook groups and I look for families who are in need. Most of them are from Mexico, so since we live really close to the border, every other weekend we go and we surprise those families with those boxes, and it's just a really nice feeling. And I also make little lunch bags, and then if I see people they're homeless people, I just pass around the bags, and it's just a really nice feeling that I get in return.
That's a really amazing thing that you're trying to do for your community.
Yes.
As far as the San Luis High School community, are there any classes or teachers or anyone along your way that have helped you get to where you are a few weeks away from graduation?
Definitely Ms. Garcia, the counselor. She's always been there through everything. When I need her, she's always there. She has always welcomed me into her office with open arms. She's a really kind-hearted person, so I'm really grateful to have her as a counselor.
Danna has always been a little different. She, the way I see her is there's no walls in front of her. She has this desire to move forward, to achieve, to do things, not necessarily depending totally on others. she's a go-getter, I guess is what I'd have to say. And when I met her my first year, when I encountered her, she was a little quiet, but yet she had real specific questions about what her remaining career in high school should look like in her eyes. So I think that intrigued me since back then. And now, as I've seen her develop and grow, you know, she has she's actually graduating with 2 different certificates. One is in criminal justice or law enforcement area, what is it called? Law and public safety, excuse me. And the other is in stagecraft. So they're like total opposite ends of the spectrum. But if you meet her, you would see how unique she is.
Last question I have is, if you get 5 or 10 years from now, and you had somebody come ask you, as a freshman at San Luis High School, let's say, what pieces of advice would you give me about my high school experience? What would you tell them?
Don't settle, like don't settle for less. I consider myself to be like a really ambitious person, and I've met like people who, because like they have like they come from like a Hispanic household, they limit themselves. But like my dad works like in the fields, so knowing that he didn't get like these opportunities that I'm getting makes me really grateful for them, and I just like strive to be better as days go by.
That's
And
amazing.
I really hope to like make them proud. Like I know they're proud of me, you know, but like I really want to give back to them for like all their sacrifices.